Hey guys, welcome back to Frosty Pine Labs. Today we're chronographing the rounds that we weren't able to put through the chronograph last time we were out here. The battery died on the chronograph, so today we're going to run them through and see how close to the stated speeds on the box we actually are to the chronograph. So first up we have the Remington 22 Viper. I cannot find a speed or a weight on these, but we'll test them through the chronograph and see how it goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to test 3 of each round through the chronograph, and we'll just average the shots through it to get our speed for each round here. So with that, we'll move forward and go with the first one. All right, so we have the chronograph set up on a downward angle, so we have an appropriate backstop here. We're gonna shoot 3 of the Viper rounds and see how close we are to the speeds on the box. 1287 on the first round. 1248 on the second round. 1244 on the third round for the Viper. All right, next up we have the Lapua 22 super long range. Again, I don't see a speed on these, so I guess we're gonna fire 3 of them through the chronograph and see what we can get. 1064, 1073, 1080. Perfect. All right, next up we have the Winchester Varmint HE. It's a 22 round with a 37 grain projectile going 1435 feet per second, according to the box. So we'll run 3 and see how it goes. 1345, 1338, 1328. Next up we have the Winchester Silver Tip. It's a self-defense round. Now this is designed for use out of pistols, and it doesn't have a speed, I believe. Oh no, it does velocity, muzzle velocity on this guy. Out of a 3.5-inch barrel though, is at 5 yards, or muzzle velocity, sorry, 1060 feet per second. So this is a 37 grain projectile. We're gonna fire 3 out of a long barrel rifle and see how much faster we are than the speeds on the back. 1273, 1267, 1261, just about what I expected out of it. All right, so next up we have the Aguila Sniper Subsonic. It says it's coming in at 950 feet per second. This is a 60 grain projectile in 22, so it's pretty hefty, and it has a short brass. As you can see, the sort of profile on the round there on the side. So we'll fire it and see how quiet and how subsonic we get. Oh, was not loaded again. Now we're good. 901, 894, and 886. All right, last but not least, we have the CCI Quiet 22 segmented hollow point. It is a subsonic round. It's firing at 710 feet per second, and it's a 40 grain projectile. So let's fire 3 here and see if we get close to the 710 feet per second. 696, 686, and 724. Hey guys, welcome back here. So I wanted to test the penetration on a couple of these rounds into the Ballistic gel block while I had it out here. So I brought an old pair of jeans with some paint on them that I don't use anymore. So I'm gonna fire through these. I'm gonna use 1 layer. Well, technically it's 2, 1 pant leg, and we'll fire through there and see how it goes. Now, after that, I also have this 20 gauge steel plate off the side of one of my computer cases. So It's either 20 gauge or 21 gauge. I have to remeasure it, but it's one of the two. So first we'll see if we can penetrate this. We'll see if we can penetrate this. And maybe the best rounds, we'll see if we can penetrate both of them together. I have the GoPro set up, so let's see what kind of footage we can get. All right, so first we'll use the self-defense round, the Winchester silver tip, firing through 2 layers of denim. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's go up and see here. So we see our round entered here. And we see pretty much exactly what you'd expect with that kind of round. So we have, oh, it looks like we caught our round straight back here. Yep, right back here. Perfect. So that worked. Let's go on to the next one and see how it performs. Hey guys, so next up we have the Winchester Varmint HE round. As I said, I'm not expecting this to go very deep because it is a varmint round, 37 grain, 1435. But I'm not expecting it to go, but we'll see if we get full segmentation out of it into the denim here. All right, lads, let's see how we go. Now you can kind of see my setup. I have it on a downward angle because there's not really a great backdrop there. This does go onto like hundreds of acres of just swamp and forest here. So there's nothing back there, but it's always good to be safe and have a proper backdrop. So here we can see our round entered through here, went through both layers. And again, we have full expansion on that one. And it worked just as described. So no problem on that round passing through 2 rounds of denim. All right, last one we're gonna test through the jeans or through the denim is the Segmenting Quiet 22 by CCI. It's only 710 feet per second going, I don't even know how fast. Oh yeah, actually 710 feet per second. And it's a 40 grain projectile. So let's fire it and see if we can get the results that we expect. All right, so coming up here, we see we have an entrance. Looks a little more impacty than the last ones. We come in, and we can see exactly again what we'd expect with that round. Straight up 3 pedals and expansion looks about right. Perfect, so let's move on to the metal. All right, so first we're going to test the Remington 22 Viper to see how it punches through the 20 gauge steel and if we can get something into the ballistics block there. All right, so here we go. We're coming up. We can see a pretty clean hole right through the steel. And we can see where the steel hit the metal, or hit the block. All right, last one I'm gonna test through the metal here is the Lapua Super Long Range. It looked like it might have been a subsonic round when we were firing it through the chronograph, so I'm interested to see what it does. Again, we have our target angled, and we have jeans at the bottom to catch any sort of splashback down, but with the 22 this far away, we don't really have to worry. All right, coming up, let's see. Let's turn off the GoPro. Ooh, we see a fatter dent this time. It's a much bigger, well, not much bigger, but hefty dent on that one. You can see the blowout on the back is a little bigger too, probably because it was going just a little bit slower. We can see, oh, it made it all the way to the back there. So it's about 14 inches of penetration. When we go home, we'll pull these out and see sort of exact measurements of what we're dealing with and if we've lost any bullet weight or anything like that. Impressive little round though. All right, guys, so we got some penetration data and we got some chronograph data today. So really looking forward to going back, cutting up the gel and seeing what sort of expansion and weight retention we got out of those rounds. So remember, when you're in a place as beautiful as this, don't be an ass, clean up your brass. Don't leave stuff laying around, don't leave garbage laying around. Respect the area that you're shooting in, respect the area that you're in, and respect the property, and you shouldn't have any issues, and it helps give us a good name. So remember, respect your environment, and until next time, thanks for tuning in to Frosty Pine Labs.